Mattias, how do you take more of the 54 minutes or the frustration of the last 6?
54 minutes for sure. Sometimes you as a team let into goals late like that, and you can just tell that was our fault. But they were kind of fluky goals. It was bounces here and there. So the way we're going right now, I'm taking the 54 for sure. Obviously, they came back, but we showed some resiliency in the end. And huge win for us again. And we're working towards a game that can be successful every night.
What do you think you guys are doing so well killing penalties?
I think we're in sync, so to speak. I think we're better at the entries. I think that's a big part of it. I think we're pressuring teams more to make plays. And then obviously your best penalty killer on every team has to be your goaltender, and he has been. So that's a big factor as well. So I think there's a bunch of little things that makes the big picture better. So we're looking to keep that going.
Mattias, you blocked almost as many shots in these last 8 games you did in the first 13 on the penalty kill. Has there been an emphasis more, or guys just in the shooting lane, or a little bit more compact?
Good question. I don't know. I obviously you know when your penalty kill isn't going your way, so to speak, you kind of gotta. You gotta get it turned, because it's without it you're not going to go very far. So whether it's on guys personally just wanting to get in front of it and make sure we turn this thing around, or whether we are more compact and we're doing different things out there, it's a hard question for me to answer. But obviously, I'd like to think there's a combo in the end.
So the fact that you guys were able to kind of right the ship after they scored 2 late goals and pull the game out anyway, is that kind of maybe a sign that things are turning in the right direction? This might not be a game that you win 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think the first 54 minutes is what we win or lose tonight. Obviously, it was really nice and big point to get towards the end, but really enjoyed the game and the way we played those first 54. And can we ice that game more often than not? I think we're going to be just fine here. So I'm more focusing on that rather than whether we want to shoot out or not, because those are going to come and go. You know that. It's a matter of having a hot goaltender or guys that just go in as clinically as Connor and Ryan did there. So I don't really look at it that way. I more look at our effort and what we did to them. I thought, as we said earlier, 54 minutes into the game, we were playing it close to perfect, and that's very hard to do in this league, and especially against a good team like Vegas.
Because it seemed like earlier in the year, very few guys had their games going. Does it feel like the other side of it is going now, where almost everyone is having their best games?
Yeah, I think all 4 lines are going. I think obviously we have our big guys that are really contributing right now, and they're playing with pace and they're doing their thing. But defense is going. There's a lot of things to like about our game right now, but obviously don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. We know that 3 games is not a lot in the hole that we've dug ourselves. So we got to keep this thing going, and we got to stay humble, knowing that we got another game here coming up soon. So with that said, I like our game, but at the same time, there's a realization too, knowing that we have some work to do, and we still do.
What did you expect with Paul Coffey going behind the bench, and what's your experience been so far? What's his presence like back there?
I did not know what to expect, obviously, and everyone knows his resume and what he did in the league. And what I really enjoy about him is that he wants us to make plays. He wants us up in the rush. He wants us to close gaps. He wants us to be serving our forwards good passes, good outlets, and not just flip it out when we're tired or whatever. Even though we're tired, he still wants us to make plays, and I really think that's the way to go. And it's sometimes that's something that gets lost because usually that's natural in this world. You look at the bad things you do out there. What can you correct? Always, it's not every time you come in and you pump tires. But he seems to be a guy that more or less looks at the pumping tires situation, where he likes to encourage more than maybe look at the bad side. So I think that's been a part where I've really enjoyed having him as a coach.
Even through the losses you've had?
Absolutely. Yeah, he's been very positive. He's been very direct. And I think, in my opinion at least, it's been more positive than it has been negative. And regardless if we have won or lost, he's always been there trying to make us make plays, and I think that's a great thing.
He's a big guy and move your feet, Paul. Does he tell the defense a lot?
Yeah, I think every coach wants us to move our feet, and usually when we do, good things happen. But I think what separates him is just that he wants, he knows we have forwards that can be, best in the world when they're at their game, and that's up to us to serve them situations and rushes and passes where they can be creative and let their skill take over. If we just flip it up so they can have to go on the forecheck every time, it's going to be less dangerous for us. So I think that's something that he has really been harping on.